All right, today we're diving into a theory that just might turn everything you think you know about history completely on its head. We're talking about the moon, the lost city of Atlantis, and this secret cosmic cycle that's supposedly pulling the strings of humanity's destiny. So yeah, let's just jump right in.
So the source material kicks things off with this absolutely wild claim. The idea here is that our steady march of progress, it's all an illusion. The argument is that we're actually stuck in this repeating loop, a cycle of creation and destruction that's supposedly planned by someone or something from above. And honestly, this one idea is the key to unlocking everything else we're going to talk about.
Okay, so you're probably asking, where on earth does an idea like this even come from? Well, according to the source, a massive clue has been hiding in plain sight for decades. And you might know it. It's Hayao Miyazaki's 1986 animated masterpiece, Castle in the Sky. The claim is that this film isn't just a fantasy story. It's actually an allegory, a hidden story pointing to a much bigger cosmic truth.
So the theory draws a direct line between the two. The film's floating castle, Laputa, that's supposedly a stand-in for our moon. Those advanced robots in the movie, think of them as AI-controlled systems. And its role as an ark to save everyone, well, that isn't just a convenient plot point. It's meant to be a direct reflection of what the moon's real job is.
And this all leads to the big claim about the moon itself. The source says it's not a natural satellite, not at all. It's described as a planetary warship, basically a giant piece of technology, an artifact built by a civilization that disappeared ages ago.
Okay, let's break that down a little. This technological moon supposedly has two jobs. First, it's a life-saving ark, right? Designed to preserve life. But it's also packed with powerful weapon systems, and the whole thing is apparently run by advanced AI. It's a relic left behind by a civilization that was way, way beyond anything we can imagine.
But that brings up a pretty big question, doesn't it? If the moon is an ark, what exactly are we being saved from? What kind of disaster was this thing built to withstand?
The answer, according to the source, is a repeating cycle of total destruction, one that happens like clockwork, roughly every 5,000 to 6,000 years. And get this, it's not described as some random natural disaster. It's a scheduled event.
The theory breaks this cycle down into 4 steps. Step 1, humanity develops, and sometimes we get really good, reaching incredible technological heights. Then, Step 2, some kind of divine destruction event is triggered. Step 3, and this is the real kicker, almost every trace of that advanced civilization is intentionally wiped clean. And finally, Step 4, a new civilization has to start all over again from scratch.
So, when was the last time this happened? The source points to one very famous event, the Great Flood. The idea is that the story we know from myths all around the world, that was it. That was the last divinely ordered reset for humanity. And which civilization got wiped out by this flood? Well, the theory gives a pretty famous name, Atlantis. In this version of events, Atlantis wasn't some myth. It was a real, incredibly advanced empire, and its collapse was the grand finale of the last great cycle.
And the source material is really specific about this. It says, and I'm quoting here, that the Atlantis Empire's war and sinking were also real. So these aren't just legends. They're framed as historical facts, the literal final moments of the last great civilization before it was wiped off the map.
Okay, so if any of this is the real history of humanity, you gotta ask, why is it a secret? Why don't we all learn this in school? Well, the theory has a very specific answer for why this knowledge is kept under wraps.
The explanation basically splits humanity into 2 groups. You've got most of us, ordinary people, who are taught a simplified, let's say, safer version of history to shield us from these cosmic truths. But then there's another group called cultivators. These are people who are actively seeking higher wisdom, and they are the ones who can supposedly get access to the real story.
And this hidden knowledge actually has a name. It's called a heavenly secret, or Tianji. It's described as information about the true nature of reality itself, and it's revealed by a figure called the Creator. But, and this is a big but, it's only accessible to those who are on that dedicated spiritual path.
So let's do a quick recap of this whole wild theory. The moon is a high-tech ark. Humanity is stuck in a 6,000-year loop of destruction and rebirth. Atlantis was the last advanced civilization to get wiped out, and knowing any of this is considered a heavenly secret that's only for chosen few, the cultivators.
In the end, this whole thing leaves us with a really provocative question. You know, whether you believe any of these specific claims or not, it does make you think about history itself.
What does it mean if the story of us, this story we've all been told, is incomplete? And what on earth might be written in those missing chapters?